Alright, welcome one and all, whoever may be watching this part 51, Tides of Numenéra. Turns out this end sequence is heckin' long, so let's just jump into it. As you approach, you see Allagan trapped in a repeating loop of tortured time. The shadow of a black metal frame looms behind him, and a flood of night-black monsters pours from it, red in eye and tooth. Shadowy villagers lurch and scream as the monsters fasten onto them. Their faces come clear for a moment, agony and fear their defining traits. Two stand out, a woman and her daughter. Allagan sobs helpless. The creatures close in. Isatrina, Avija, no, curse this body, I'm too slow, too stupid. You know the truth of what you see here. That the creatures that assailed Allagan's family are not destroying them. The beasts are copying the villagers, transmuting them into data that will be patterned into Allagan's arms. Maybe reminding him of the truth will set him free of his suffering. The monsters didn't destroy your village, Allagan. We will find the code that will set them free. Reason creeps onto his face and the numb horror recedes. The blackness that spills from the frame is gone. He lays a hand on a tattoo and pulls it halfway from his skin. I know you. I know you. He laughs, delighted. I know all of you. He reaches into his skin and lifts a handful of them into the air. Oh, my friends. Isatrina, Avaya, I am not dead? No, not dead. I have tried to be a good host. I have followed someone worth following, he whispers. Please, come back whole to me.
I'm ready to learn something new.
He lets the tattoo sink back into his skin. How is this possible? How do I know the answer now? How do I... He turns to you and realization dawns on his face. It was you. You unlocked the answer. You showed me the secret to releasing them from the trap of my skin. When we've returned to the world, I'll set them loose. He swallows deeply. Thank you, friend. Thank you. So, what now? Oh, that was easy. You want to join me again? Gladly, he clasps you on the shoulder.
Ready to take on the world.
Okay.
Here we go, then.
Let's interact with this thing. You look up. The stone figure looks down, holding a circular symbol in its hands. Hair, or perhaps tendrils, curl from the edges of the hood that covers most of the statue's angular face. Abstract patterns race along the folds and wrinkles of the figure's robes. Examine the statue. It's not immediately apparent who the statue portrayed. Perhaps it was a major figure in another cast-off's life and found its way here somehow. You may never know. The symbol itself is a collection of shapes, a cross within a square inside a circle. It seems familiar now that you look at it more closely. It's not simple stone either, you draw a thoughtful breath. Memory, tangled in stone, a system of bounded power echoing upon itself. Okay, touch the square. You lay your hand upon the square, and a vision falls upon you, showing you a single figure kneeling at the peak of a jagged pile of bones. You cannot tell if it is a man or woman, but the cast-off tattoo is clearly visible. All you can hear are whispered words, thank you, thank you, thank you. You release the square and the vision fades. Touch the circle. You brush your hand against the circle, and a vision enfolds you in its arms, showing you a ghostly woman's face, the same ghostly woman you met in the calm of your mind. Anguish fades from her, then the translucent light. Before long, her face is flesh once more. Touch the cross. A vision cracks open your mind, showing you a billowing, towering creature, screaming with 1,000 mouths. She is devouring herself. She is the Avenger, targeted for revenge, and she is dying. Pull the symbol free.
Ready to learn something new.
You lay both hands upon the symbol, pull, and a vision unfolds before your eyes. You tower over the world, crossing it with great invisible strides. Faces blur beneath you, a sea of them, but all of them have one thing in common: no cast-off tattoos. You and your siblings are nowhere to be seen. The image fades when you release the symbol firmly held in the statue's grip. Nonetheless, you still feel the rough edges on your palms, if only for a second. Alright, I don't know what any of that was supposed to mean, but we've all leveled up. Let's go might. Let's go all the way with might. Okay, so apparently we can't do much for Makina at the moment. We can't do anything for Mazov either, so maybe if we duck into the third and final place, I don't know, all our answers will be revealed. I actually do have a sword I want to give to Allegern, so I might just do that now. But actually, it was a hammer! A hammer! Which was the fancy hammer? We've got... Why do we have so many hammers? What is this all about? Okay, so... I mean, it definitely does at least more damage.
I'm ready.
Okay. Are we gonna have to fight these guys? I don't know who Tolmager is, but he looks like he's having some issues.
Done.
Might come back and deal with that in a hot second. Oh, Aretus! A Philithus. This looks like a junkyard. What a mess. Alright, let's chat with Aretus, I guess. Ooh, fancy music. Aretus stands, fists clenched and knuckles white at the center of his aura, his golden cloud. It takes you a moment to realize what's different here. He is in a hollow place within a glow, though it is reaching for him with hooked tendrils and jagged spines. Somehow, Aretus is holding the paragons and cathartics at bay. Tell me how I can help you. I don't know, he whispers. I just know that I can't. Let us in, roar the paragons. We had a bargain, Aretus. You can't go back on it just because you didn't agree to it in the first place. Let us in, whines the cathartics. We're in danger out here. We're exposed. It's very cold. I mean, if we separate them, then Aretus is gonna die. This is your mind. Separate the audience and Aretus for good. Following the wordless urges of your instincts, you plunge your hands into the golden cloud. Bloody, crisscrossing lines race over your knuckles and up your arms, but the audience has no taste for you. You can sense its horror and disgust at being touched like this. With a grunt, you tear the cloud away from your companion. The audience screams as one. Honor, glory, hero, punish, error, error, error! A tiny star flares at the center of the golden cloud in your hands. Another, and soon a ripple of spider-webbing flame races outwards as the nano-demons rupture one by one. The flames don't hurt, they tingle. At last, smoke rises from your empty hands and unburnt skin.
I'll remember that.
You turn back to Aretus. He is transparent, fading. He is no longer a hero, a fighter, or a champion. What he is crying. Grateful tears pour down the herder's face, and he raises a single hand to wave goodbye. Then Aretus is gone. Oh, that is actually really bittersweet. Like, I'm so happy to have freed him from his pain, but also sad that it had to end like that, you know? As far as you can tell, this Philithus looks exactly the same as the one you met before, perhaps is the same. As you approach, its hidden body seems to draw a deep breath, but nothing emerges. No words, no noise, no exhalation at all. Its glass mask seems fixed upon you, but it just as easily could be sleeping within. The thing just stands there as if indifferent until suddenly it speaks. How many motes of light spilled upon the ground before you moved the basin? You can feel no thoughts at all from within the robed figure. How many motes of light spilled upon the ground before you moved the basin? I have no clue what he's talking about. I'm going to say none. The Philithus's glass face shimmers with iridescence for several moments before it speaks again. No, the Yol calf gets sour milk from its mother's teat. Those that seek sweeter suckling waste away but never weep. The Yol herder spills salt tears, but the earth thirsts without tasting. Its mask darkens, but its voice carries on with a flat indifference. Did you drink the light? I left it in the basin? The Philithus leans its bulk towards you, ever so slightly. No, you did not know the light. Ask. What did the light mean? What do your questions mean? The thing's voice warbles, as if with an echo that precedes the sound of itself. Eventually words come. When the question is known, the answer is but a conclusion. Why are you here? How are you here? The Philithus cocks its spheroid head and answers without emotion. I have always been here. What can you tell me about this place? Almost with a sigh, it answers, everything. Let me try again. What will you tell me about this place? Nothing. Can you help me? A long groan sounds from within the Philithus's heavy robes. The voice that follows seems high and piping by contrast. A debauchee, his other divisions exhausted, sought the clammy embrace of the Nyarthicmeron. The romance ended tastefully, as did the libertine. Wait, so if I say at this point I'll take whatever help I can get, clammy or otherwise, does that mean it'll come with me? I guess maybe not. What is the question?
Ready to learn something?
The Philithus's face shines pearlescent, and its voice for once is heavy relief. Now you understand. A moment later, its robes seem to sweep inward, and it disappears. No, I understand nothing. What the mess was that?
Yeah?
I mean, I'm giving him like all this might stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's useless with might. I can live in hope.
On it.
Alright, let's see what's happening here. A woman with a mask and a surprising amount of hair stands before you, her arms flailing across her body. Shades flicker around her, substanceless spectres who radiate a burning, ephemeral need. Her hands pass through them, and each time she looks as if she's going to vomit. Her feet are buried in the ground, she cannot move. You feel the tides coil within you, perhaps as a response to the hungry ghosts that surround her. I know these shades. I killed them, but accidentally. I am not a killer. I'm not. Oh gosh, walk behind her and break her neck. That's pretty intense. Okay, those shades aren't real. You can free yourself. Oh well, 75 isn't going to help much. She struggles and screams against the need of her erstwhile minions, and your words do not penetrate her fear. Well, I guess tidal surge it then? The shades greedily lap up the tide, swarming around you as if for nourishment. When they have consumed all that you throw at them, they return to their former activity. Well, then the only thing I can do is intimidate her. Nice, okay. She cannot hear you, but your words lend solidarity and substance to her tormentors. They burrow under her flesh, into her lungs like smoke, and she shrieks with horror and violation. She desiccates suddenly, her flesh shriveling and flaking away until all that's left is dust. Oh. What the mess kind of outcome was that?
Go.
I don't know, did we help her? Beats me what happened.
Fine.
Okay, so we've found nothing of substance to actually help Makina or Muzz off.
Let's go.
Oh, okay, no, now we've got, music. Okay, so, I mean, the only other option would be back in the other place. And there's like one person I can think of who we could talk to. Geez, if this is on any kind of timer, I'm just wasting time left, right, and center. It's brilliant.
Let's go.
Alright, let's go swimming. Oh, except for Allegan, he's gonna walk. Alright, so the only thing is to talk to Efimpi here. I've interacted with this, did Squatter for me. I've talked to my dude with the journal, and this is like the only thing I haven't done. This short, spare, lean-faced Gibra is so wrapped up in his work that he doesn't notice you approach. His multicolored scales look like they were patched together from an avalanche of shreds and scraps. He squeezes a strangely ticking device in his left hand, regularly checking the readings from his instruments. His expression changes with every glance, twisting from amusement to horror to disgust. "Rhizomes are the answer, not trees," he mutters. "We should have never believed in trees, roots, and radicals. They've made us suffer too much." He looks up at you in sudden surprise. "You're not a lacuna? Then we are linked, you and I, by life and memory and torment. Tell me, sister, what is the nature of your illusion?" He watches the device in his hand as he awaits your answer. "If there is no root, then even our sire is a sibling. We are all one." "What illusion do you mean?" "We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. All of our brothers and sisters have been drawn into this place. To keep us here while we await our destiny, the labyrinth constructs illusions from our fears, nightmares from within our own self-inflicted torment. It takes the serenity of knowing oneself to free oneself." A shadow passes over his face. "I was confronted by a scarred woman from my past. Were I not certain that I had already truly forgiven her, I would not be speaking to you now. Have I forgiven her or myself? What is the nature of our regret? Can we free others from their illusions? All that consists is real, and the plane of consistency is the abolition of a metaphor. Some can free themselves, as I have. Some merely need to be told that what they fear is unreal. The rest..." He squeezes the ticking device again. It ticks faster, and he scowls. "The rest are more difficult. I suspect that if one steps into the metaphor with them, takes their hand and leads them out, they can be freed. But you must understand the nature of their regret. I have been unsuccessful in that so far." That explains why you couldn't break Makina from her illusion. You have to understand the nature of her regret before you can help her. Maybe studying her illusion again will help. Okay, well, I guess we can start with Mazov up here. Oh, let's not talk to him.
Then.
Alright, try to understand the nature of Mazov's torment. He believes he's imprisoned in the oasis again, like he was long ago, but that alone should not be enough to anguish him like this. Finally it dawns on you, his agony is not physical imprisonment, but the fact that he was abandoned by his maker, twice. He can't be forced freed, but what he needs, what he wants most desperately, is help. He's looking around for a tool. Perhaps if you gave him something, then you could be the help that he needs. Okay, well my only option is to give him a shin. He looks at you, seeing you for the first time, then at the shin in your hand, his eyes light up. Ha! I knew you'd come back for me, and you smuggled a shaper key past those damn gibbers. He takes the shin from your hand, then kneels down and works at some device you can't see. There is an audible click, and the gibber around him swim away, and the haunted look drops from Mazov's natural eye. He looks at the shin in his hand. It was a shaper key. What? You. He narrows his eyes at you, then looks all around him, his Numenéra eye flipping more quickly than you've ever seen it. We're not in the oasis. Of course, how could I be so stupid? How else could the resonance chamber have worked? We're in my mind. The labyrinth is some kind of mental construct. Your mind? Ha! It's a lot more than that. This is a psychic substrate, a kind of mental dimension that connects us to each other, the changing God and every last one of his children. Even with all my knowledge and abilities, there were things about the resonance chamber that were a mystery to me. This answers a lot of them. This is the thing that links us all, the plane of our minds. He looks at you again, eyes suddenly wide and frightened. He's here too, isn't he? He would have to be, if he were alive when the machine was activated. He grips you roughly by the shoulders. You have to stop him. He'll be after the core of this place so he can finish the job, so he can snuff us out and save his own damned self. I need your help. Come with me? Yeah, he looks like he's stealing his resolve. Yeah, I will. Let's... Oh. Well... well, okay, fine.
Let's go.
At least I know how to free Makina. Probably gonna have to save that for the next video though. We'll see, maybe I can quickly go and save her and at least get this finished.
All right.
Alright, try to understand how you can help her. Her illusion is more powerful than it should be. She's aware of you, but just barely. What she needs is to stop fighting, and the only way she's going to do that if she believes her enemies are dead. Perhaps you need to become one of her enemies. Alright, let her kill you. You step forward, arms outstretched. She sees you and attacks, driving her knife into your gut. She's too tortured to hit any vitals, but it still hurts. You come closer and put your arms around her. Whoa. She blinks, noticing you for the first time. Tash, no, who are you? She looks around at shades you can barely see. They're all dead. Tears well up in her eyes. All of them. I did this. If it weren't for me... Makina, this is a dream. Remember, Tash tried to help you.
I'm ready to learn something new.
She's not looking at you, she's not talking to you, but then her head snaps back and she sees you for the first time. What are you doing here? She steps out of your arms and quickly sheathes her weapon. By the Black 3, that's embarrassing. I suppose I owe you gratitude for getting me out of that. The labyrinth, that's where I am, isn't it? I've dreamt of this place. You're my friend, Makina, you don't owe me anything. Her eyes widen for the briefest moment. I'll hold you to that, shall I? Forget all about that pouch of shins I lifted off you earlier. She laughs. All right. You want to join with me again?
I'm ready for whatever comes.
Okay, so I might give her... Oh gosh, hello mouse. Not that one. Oh, that's heavy melee though. Which is might, and she is not a might-based attacker. Okay, well, she doesn't get anything then. I wonder if at this point I could get to come join us.